Oh great, another meaningless resub with a pointless message. How original.
Sheesh! Well, thank you for the 2 subs, 2-month sub, little NB astronomer. I hope you are doing well this evening. How's everybody doing? You have big news, Rika. What's that? What's your big news? Hit me with it. Hit me with it while the ads are about to start. Holy shit, the man, the myth, the legend actually reinstalled Dark Souls? What? What? Dude, that's fucking awesome. Did you enjoy it more this time? I hope you did. You had fun? Oh my god. Holy shit. Couldn't be us. Well, I mean, since there are a lot of you, whoops, so that's coming up later. Don't worry about that one. Since there are a lot of you here already at the beginning, I guess we will just start talking in the just chatting instead of the starting soon. Hops up and down. I was awake enough to catch a Tech Wizard stream. Let's go. Always good to have you here, Af. Hey, how's it going off? Yeah, so you had fun. Excellent. NB, what con are you going to? There's so many cons. I can't actually keep track of what cons are going on at any given time. Great axe strength build. Let's go. Omega Chad. Big old bonk. I know the ads. It's fine. It's fine. That's, you know, we run them at the start. The fact that we have so many people here at the start is like, it's an anomaly. So, you know, listen, I guess the Discord notifs are working, hopefully. I'm gonna assume that they are. Yeah. Might move myself over just a little bit while we're talking here. Twitch notif. Never this many people. I know. You love to see it. That's what you want. And I appreciate all of you that are here. It is delightful, and it's nice to have a budding, burgeoning community of delightful individuals that are fun to talk to and enjoy hanging out and listening to my bullshit. Oh my god, it's been so long since I've had that redeem. Holy shit. Which one? Yeah, that was off. All right, nice one off. Thank you. I have been doing well. I have, as you may know, I have been, where'd my chat bot go? There we go. It's been ones of streams. Yeah, I've been working on doing a little bit of a format change and kind of low-key abandoning working on shorts content unless it's like a bespoke custom-made meme rather than trying to force clips from my streams into good shorts, because I don't know, they just don't really ever perform well, and I feel like maybe I don't know, maybe I'm just not stupid enough to clip properly into being funny, you know, not bragging or anything, but yeah, it's just not really worth the time to put into it, and the juice isn't worth the squeeze, so to speak. And yeah, so I've been doing a little bit more like vlog style / news discussion / whatever discussion at the start of stream for about 20 to 30 minutes depending, and then turning that into sort of vlog style YouTube videos, which turns out I guess is working pretty well, because the one that I did about Niji Sanji last week, combined with somewhat of a banger thumbnail, has gotten me a lot of views on my YouTube channel, like a lot. So, you know, listen, we're yeah, exactly. So, you know, what can I say? People listened long enough for it to matter and clicked it. So that's all good. Definitely the most successful video I've ever had by like a factor of 100. Well, maybe 10, I guess, if we're counting shorts. But honestly, I like that video alone has gotten me halfway to YouTube monetization, which is fucking nuts. Hey Fang, how are you doing? Yeah, so anyway, yeah, you know, it kind of works for the format, and one of these days I would love to do some just chatting streams, so it's sort of a warm-up for that as well. And when the eventuality of my job ends and I try to do stuff actually full-time, I would probably be down to do some sort of like news and discussion vlogging style content in addition to the gaming when I have more time to record that specifically for that instead of just doing the other. Yeah, my Avatar video did pretty well. It had, last time I checked, like 1,600 views. But my Niji Sanji video is up to like 20k now, which is wild. Ignoring the fact that you desperately need to be packing. Yeah, which con was that for? If you don't mind saying. It might dox you, I suppose. Yeah, I heard you have COVID. Yikes. Yeah, indeed. Thank you. Yes, I've always kind of enjoyed news and discussion type content, and definitely more in the opinion side, because I have opinions and I don't like to just only point the facts. I like to say I think that's bullshit instead of just reading off of a script. So, you know, what can I say? But with all that said, obviously we need to farm a little bit for YouTube, and there's been shockingly even more developments on the Niji Sanji side of things. So there's less to talk about today, but I'm probably going to do a small little segment, and by probably I mean definitely. Katsucon. Ooh, okay. I have no idea what that is. I mean, it sounds good. Katsu is delicious. But yeah, so with that said, I have prepared a small little set of slides for some reference this time so that I can have it visible to the audience and it's not completely just being pulled out of my memory. Oh, in DC. Very nice. That's cool. I'm in the other Washington. The Washington that's 3,000 miles away from Washington, DC. Which, fun fact, apparently, originally our state was going to be called Columbia, and then they decided not to name it Columbia because that would be confusing with the District of Columbia, aka DC. So they called our state Washington, which the District of Columbia started going by Washington, DC, which frequently gets abbreviated to Washington. So, got him. Got him, boys. Okay, so anyway, with that all said, hi YouTube. I need to move myself over just a tiny bit. And the benefit of this is that, you know, y'all that don't have the Twitters. Oh my God, welcome in, Raiders. Hello, Augustine Hayes. How are you doing? How is Red Dead Redemption? What are you playing? You're playing 2. How are you doing? Welcome in. Yes, long live Cascadia. How are you doing? Everybody make sure and go check them out. Howdy, Raiders. I'm Grybach, digital vampire. I consume digital content and other digital entities instead of blood, so most of you are safe, but VTubers, maybe not. We tend to play a lot of action RPGs, and we will be playing Final Fantasy VII Remake after we get our daily dose of internet tea. We are just about to discuss the latest updates in the, oh my God, hello Hex. Too many cooks, too many hacks. I need to add the sound redeem for that. But I hope you enjoy your stay. We tend to have a bit of a chill environment, and I like to get off on long tangents. So welcome in and grab a seat if you want. If you need to raid and run, that is totally a-okay. After stream care is very important, and depending on your time zone, it might be pretty late. So if you need to get a drink, Red Dead Online. Ooh, I've never actually played that. I only played Red Dead 2, and I didn't start that for quite some time. I only played it maybe a year ago, so I was very late to the Red Dead party, but it was very good. Very good. Oh yeah, also happy Singles Awareness Day. I mean, happy Valentine's Day. I hope you enjoy your stay here. We really don't have any gimmicks for it. So, you know, it's a day that exists, and we're gonna play as a cute girl in a video game. So, Singles Awareness Day, also abbreviated as SAD. Anyway. Yeah, fuck yeah, Yuffie Pog. Let's go. So, there hasn't been very much in the way of statements from Niji Sanji directly. They finally are shutting the fuck up. But Doki, aka Selen, has put out sort of a large tweet about this, and maybe I'll blow this up just a little bit more. I don't know how readable this is to you guys, but secretly a dinosaur, love that. She put out this tweet, and I'm not going to read the entire thing out, but I will put it up all on screen and read a few key portions that I think are important. Namely, that she specifies that she was really ready to move on and did not really want to look at this and hasn't been looking at this in the past week or so. But basically, Niji Sanji can't just shut the fuck up and be quiet and deal with it. And that she obviously, for obvious reasons, does not want to go into this again. And I also want to state very clearly that I think that Selen has handled this, /Doki has handled this with a lot of grace, because not once in this entire thing has she mentioned another VTuber at the agency, nor has she said that harassment came from other VTubers. Although most in the community are reading between the lines and assuming that, she never once said that harassment came from other talents. And she has done her utmost best to not throw any single person under the bus. And yet, Niji Sanji keeps just sort of putting those words out there, which is, again, extremely stupid. But she's been a class act in this whole thing. One of the main sticking points that came up in the previous stream by Niji Sanji and the three livers was that evidently she had recorded a conversation between her and Vox Akuma, and he viewed that as a personal betrayal, which is understandable. It is somewhat, it's obviously somewhat an invasion of privacy if you don't know that you're being recorded. Legally speaking, there's nothing illegal about it because she was recording and she lives in a one-party consent country. So it's not illegal, but I can understand why people were feeling like it was a little bit unethical. And the counterpoint to that is if you're feeling in a terrible headspace and you're feeling like there's corporate harassment, and that you need to be gathering a case, recording things is kind of like, it's already gotten to a bad point if you're recording things. But with this statement that she puts out, she clarifies that regarding the recording, this was not intended to be anything other than a distribution test for planning of a collaborative event between two people, which happened to be left over from a test recording. I never recorded any other conversations with anyone else. It was never shown anywhere, even in a legal setting, and there are no other records. However, I regret that it was mentioned, and I'm sorry to all the parties affected in the misunderstanding for this. Which, so if we're going by her claims, this is just part of the normal process of practicing and prepping your tech. And that, you know, that was totally a normal thing to have done and had. And I have tons and tons and tons of 2-minute clips of myself doing audio testing or records with myself and other people when we are setting up for collaborations or events. totally unsurprising. So once again, coming out a total winner here, and really not looking like the picture that was painted by the corporate announcement. Ha! That is, hello? How did that get in there? Well, listen. I mean, that is obviously the CEO of Any Color. I don't know. Fascinating. Fascinating. That's actually really funny. Hold on. See, listen, that's just me using the same keybind to go through different slides. You guys didn't see the CEO of Any Color, I don't think. You just saw the next tweet. Got him. Oh boy, the scuff is monumental, but fortunately, the magic power of editing will make this little whoopsie disappear. Hilarious. Anyway, part 2 of that tweet was, listen, professional streamer here. Let's see. She talks some more about how the document was only given to her lawyers and was only intended to be submitted to Niji Sanji's lawyers, and that, it was not a formal legal filing or anything like that, just furthering the point that it should not have been shared with anyone else in the company. And the fact that several of the streamers are saying outright that they heavily reviewed the documents is further problematic, but we already knew that. Interestingly, she said that only 2 hours after they sent this document to Niji Sanji, 2 hours later is when they terminated her, which that's, I'm fairly certain that is a violation of Japanese labor law, almost certainly a violation of Canadian labor law, kind of any way you cut it. Immediate termination without notice when all that you're doing is filing some statements about internal harassment that you've been receiving and bad working conditions is a huge no-no, and I'm sure that interaction is documented. The timing is obviously going to be documented because they'll have timestamps of when they sent those records. So once again, further terrible look, and further showing that she had no idea that the termination was coming, because she had said that she was going to amicably part ways with Niji Sanji privately several days before, and sent these documents. Some further notes that all of the communication was between the lawyers in Japanese, which obviously makes things complicated because things aren't directly coming out of her mouth. They're going to her mouth, to a lawyer, to another language, to another lawyer, to another person. But there is some degree of working with an international company that you just can't get anything past that. A little bit more about that. She had, was trying to move on, and it was very unfortunate. In this, this is all one tweet, but obviously I had to cut it up so that it was even slightly readable on stream. But she, okay. She further goes on to say that she's not perfect. She certainly has faults, and is describing some of the difficult things that had gone on between her and other parties. But a particularly tragic angle to all of this that we didn't know is, even though we knew in the first incident that she had talked about that the reason for her hospitalization was an attempt on her own life at that time back in December, she says here that, and she hadn't even told her parents this, but it was actually a second attempt that she had made that sent her to the hospital, and the first attempt nobody had found out about, which is truly awful. And I'm glad that she seems to be in a better headspace and is getting help, because it's, I mean, this whole situation is absolutely tragic, and to be put into a position to feel that this is your only escape is heartbreaking to anyone. And the further digging this up And digging this up and continuing this bullshit publicly is such an awful thing that Niji Sanji is doing, and it's truly horrendous when any of this should have been behind closed doors. And knowing that they're making these statements out here in ways to try and discredit her and make her look bad is so much worse when you include the personal mental health angle on this aspect. And it's just awful. It's just awful. Sorry, hi Doormat on YouTube. I primarily read Twitch comments. I try to keep up on the YouTube as well, but I am also reading, obviously, so it's a little bit harder to read chat and read a tweet at the same time. But hi there on the YouTube side of things as well. But just awful. And the final last one is just basically her reiterating once again that she is a class act and doesn't want anyone to be harassed over it. And unlike some of the other people, she hasn't named a single name to be harassing. So just everything about this is really heartbreaking. And it's everything about it, everything that comes out just paints her in a better light and the corporation in a worse light. And it is the most confusing it is the most confusing situation I've ever seen from a PR standpoint. And I think for her, she would wish that it would just completely go away. But if lawsuits come out of this, and I feel certain that they are going to, I hope she cleans them the fuck out. Like, oh, she deserves it, and it's awful. On the topic of cleaning people out and monetary compensation, it also came to my attention that, as we've discussed, the management seems very amateur, untrained, unproficient, and stubborn. All of those things, great things that you want to see in management. And it turns out that at this very moment, to this day, there is still a posted job listing on Niji Sanji for their VTuber English supervision part-time job. And I've highlighted a few segments here. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger again. This is directly Google translated from the website. I've also run it through DeepL, and it was basically the same. Business content. Currently, you'll be responsible for checking the consistency of video content, voice and goods, etc. as a quality control work for Niji Sanji's English content before its release. Oh yeah, we're getting there, Opt. Before its release, aka exactly what precipitated this entire situation over the past year and longer, being that Selene was constantly having trouble getting things authorized and permissions given, and that management was dragging its heels and was miserable to work with and very difficult. I didn't highlight it here, but one of the things says a native Japanese speaker and an English speaker with daily conversational level, which daily conversational English is fine, perhaps, for somebody who is working in the English side of things, but I don't think that it's fine for a management and permission go-between, and it's just terrible. You should be absolutely fluent in English when it is your job to communicate with the English talents on complicated business relationships. And if you just think about it in reverse, they obviously wouldn't accept somebody who has basically standard conversational Japanese and no better. So baffling. But when we get to the bottom line, hourly wage, 1,113 yen. For those of you who don't know the yen conversion rate, currently in USD, that's about $7.50, give or take. I didn't use a calculator, but having recently been to Japan, I know that conversion pretty well. That's certainly below minimum wage in my state, and it's about our national minimum wage, which is woefully out of date. for the modern era, and is the same national minimum wage that we had probably 15 years ago or more. We've been talking about raising the national minimum wage for ages. So further, employment period updated every 3 months, working hours, yada, yada. That's fine. Looking for 20 hours or more per week. So they aren't even looking for a full-time recruitment. And the next line is, it's preferable that you can come in 3 or more days a week, and, negotiable on weekends, which, again, whatever. But again, 3 days a week when you're dealing with talents, and there's also been reports that talents are being managed with a 5-to-1 or more ratio of talents to managers. So, yeah. That's wild, but it gets better because I left the last section for the best section for last. I left the last section for last. Yeah, classic. Other conditions. Students who are enrolled in a university, graduate school, vocational school, or technical college and are scheduled to graduate on or after March 2025. Working adults and those under high school age are not eligible. We're gonna zoom in on this one. Working adults are not eligible. Students only. Students only. Thank you, Ian, Chris, Tokel, for the subscription on YouTube. We are covering drama part 2, and I assume that you got here because of this from my video. Students only. Now, obviously, I'm gonna zoom back out a little bit here. Obviously, we don't know for a fact that there aren't any other managers that are full-time employees. But the fact that this is an official job listing for them, that they are hiring students at minimum wage and disqualifying adults for exactly the kind of thing that is pivotal for management to be doing, is fucking wild. It is insane. I can't, and this is like, I'm speechless. It is so fucking stupid and so incompetent. It's, I don't... Man. The rabbit hole gets deeper and uglier. And I think, I might just... I'll add a little thing. I probably won't put this in the YouTube version of the video, but there is a rumor, very unsubstantiated. I want to make it clear that I am not saying that it has any evidence whatsoever before I say this, but I did read one. Oh my god, Japanese minimum wage is 961 yen. That is so sad. Although I will say that they have much better social services with their wage. They have much better social services than we do, and actually surprisingly cheaper living accommodations, which is crazy. So that actually is probably worth more in Japan than it is here. But regardless, I read some rumors slash some narratives, if you know, you know, that basically they don't have dedicated translators or communicators between the branches between English and Japanese. Oh, welcome to the database. Thank you so much for becoming our newest kilobyte over here on the twitch.tv. And the suggestion that perhaps some of the bilingual talents are acting as sort of the unofficial translator go-betweens to communicate things, which would lead to some very obvious biases in the way that things are being conveyed and sort of make them de facto managers slash coordinators between branches, which is, I'm sure you can imagine, very problematic when somebody is supposed to be your coworker, but is like also low-key the one responsible for things getting done above you instead of like that. That's just a inherently not the same kind of relationship. Again, being 100% clear, there is no evidence of this directly, but...
Well, it's not like expecting people to be competent at their job is asking too much, right? I mean, who needs proper training when you can just wing it and hope for the best?
That's right. Who needs proper training when you can just wing it and hope for the best? Precisely. Oh my God. Anyway, yeah. So, again, making it clear, this is entirely rumor, unsubstantiated. Unlike the things that I have said before, there is zero public evidence of this, but it would really line up a lot with some of the discussions about favoritism and cliques being heavily involved in the business and leading to these relationships. And it would also kind of make sense why perhaps some of these talents saw these documents, because if they are the de facto go-betweens for the different departments, then yeah, they're going to see the documents because they're the go-between, which sort of puts them in a weird position of staff and streamer. Now, again, I know I've said it twice. I'm just going to say it one more time. Purely rumor, but God, the fact that that sounds like it could totally be true is already a damning indictment of how things are in this company, and it is really, really tragic. Yes, that's exactly true. It is a problem with small corpos that they sort of try and prop you up and then they put you in the spotlight, and people that have no experience or training get in positions to just make PR dumpster fires. And unfortunately, that is something of a problem with the modern day internet at large, is that, you know, nobody's perfect, and there's lots of things that you might say that you just actually have no context of realizing why it's bad. Maybe it's like a word or a phrase that you use that you grew up on, and it's, you know, you just don't have any idea. I know that there's a ton of things that growing up on the West Coast, I grew up hearing and having zero like racial or historical awareness that those used to be, or even still are, slurs in some ways, and not like the really obvious ones, of course, but just things that like I literally didn't, I had never heard of, and there's phrases that have come in and out of vogue that if you're not aware, it's so easy to step in a shit pile, and if you have no PR training or awareness on those things, like you can just say something that you don't even know is bad, let alone having an actual bad opinion. You know what I mean? And yeah, I'm sure that there is a lot of that, especially when you're crossing language barriers here. And yeah, this makes me wonder why people want to go to Corpo as a VTuber. Very Cyberpunk 2027. Yeah, I mean, it depends on the corporation, obviously. I think that HoloLive has come out looking much, much better, but it's also much harder to get into. The appeal is, of course, the sort of overnight fame boost, because, you know, we look at Doki Bird. She had 10,000 subs on YouTube before this, right? And when she left Niji Sanji, she had 800 and something thousand. And as Doki Bird, she's probably almost up to 600,000. So that corporate exposure is massive. And clearly she's come out the other end of it, as well as some other Corpo VTubers that have left on their own accord, or that left HoloLive as well. Kason being a prime example, formerly Kiryu Coco, still has a strong career. And so, I mean, the main reason is the exposure. Kind of like any time that you would sign a deal with a record label or something like that, is that like they have the distribution and the marketing to get your name out there in the first place. But the way that they run these corporate VTuber agencies is often very dystopian. Not all of them, but the big ones, there's definitely a problem. And it's 537K right now. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I mean, it's tough. The exposure is good, but what we're learning is very clearly that Niji Sanji seems like it is not worth it. But, you know, it's in Hololive, we have lots of examples of people that had medium or small presences and have shot up to the hundreds of thousands. Anytime they announce a new Hololive person debuting, that new account that nobody knows who is piloting it because they haven't said a single word yet will get literally hundreds of thousands of subscribers and Twitter followers, to the point where their accounts get suspended because of suspecting bot activity, which again, something that probably Hololive should work on preemptively with Twitter to not get them suspended. But you know, that kind of exposure is, I mean, you just can't, you just, there's nothing quite like it. And the reason for it is because ostensibly they provide it, and Hololive has way fewer talents than Niji Sanji does, but they put a lot more work and money into their talents, and they tend to succeed at a much higher rate. And sure, there's outliers in both directions in Hololive, but they very clearly put a lot of work into continuing the brand and bringing value to all of their creators. So yeah, I mean, there's clearly pros and cons in general, but sometimes the cons are way too big. So anyway, with that said, that is about our first half hour of discussion for the evening. I expect that we are going to get a lot more news regarding Selen and /Doki in the future. I'm sure that lawsuits are coming, and God knows if there's going to be a string of people leaving Niji Sanji over this. It's gonna be a shit show, and I'm trying to keep up to date as much as I can. So with that said, we're going from one corporate dystopia to another, and we are getting into Final Fantasy VII again. Whoop, that's the wrong button. Listen, that didn't happen. Don't worry about it. It didn't happen. The segues, yes, let's go. Anyway, we are playing our game in anticipation of part 2 of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, which I am so excited for. And we're gonna do the DLC for part 1, where we play as Yuffie. This is entirely new content that was not in the original. In the original, Yuffie was an optional character, which is kind of wild. I feel like there's so many things in old games that are so wild to modern audiences, where they just, I feel like it's very rare to have an entire character or entire zones that are just completely optional depending on what you do, especially if they're really obscure. And From Software is one of the few developers that I think that still embraces that of hiding entire massive zones behind like literal invisible or illusionary walls, which is crazy. And you know that people miss that shit. And in Dark Souls 1, there was 2 zones linked together that were off to the side of a nightmare zone that everybody wanted to leave, behind a chest, through not 1, but 2 illusory walls. And then you get to this zone, and then it leads to another zone. And the vast majority of people, myself included, never did not find that on their first go through. So it is crazy that Yuffie was an optional character, and you could get her not too long after you left Midgar by getting into encounters in a couple of specific forest biomes in Final Fantasy VII. And then she would show up, and then there was a dialogue puzzle, essentially, where if you said the wrong word, she smoke bombed you and robbed you and then ran away. And you could re-encounter her, so you could kind of like figure it out through trial and error. But if you did the right combination of dialogues, then she would join your party, which is, again, wild that there's an entire character that's how they join your party. And if you don't do that, you just miss her. She's just gone. And I think the funniest part about it is, like, you go through this, and I think it's 2 or 3 different dialogues that you have to get right. And then you get to the final thing where, the final dialogue prompt is like, oh, hey, what's your name? Right? Which obviously is, you can rename all the characters in the original Final Fantasy VII. And if you ask her what her name is, she fucking smoke bombs you and mugs you and runs away again. That is the wrong dialogue. The way to do it is to ignore her and walk away, which is so fucking funny. The troll, the balls on these guys to have that be the right answer. And then she's like, hey, I didn't tell you my name. And then you get to rename her. But it's so fucking funny. So that's who we're going to be playing in this. It's so hard to tell which of these was highlighted. All right, this one. We're going to be playing this. I actually don't think that I played. I don't think I actually played this on hard. I think I just played it on original once. But here we go. Heading right into the game. Yeah, the proto tsundere. Exactly. Oh, I'll stop the music here.
Well, guys, your girl finally made it to Midgar.
It's fine. She's a ninja. She can just do a power land. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
You got this, Yuffie.
You got this.
My name is Yuffie, Materia Hunter and Elite Special Forces operative for the new Wutai government. I have orders to infiltrate Shinra headquarters and steal their ultimate materia. To prove to our common enemy that Wutai is not to be trifled with. Members of Avalanche, with your full support, we got this.
Materia pretty.
So, members of Avalanche, where are you? Come get me already!
I think it's extremely funny that this was ostensibly in character, as in like not to the audience. She's like trying to say it to people that she thinks are waiting for her, which is so extra and like so adorkable. And then the double reveal that there's nobody waiting for her. It's a good intro.
You got some nerve.
Also, this outfit was absolutely not what she wore in the original. What she wore in the original is what's underneath this hooded, this Moogle hood, but it's fine. It's very cute. And we do get her original outfit in the second half of this. Now, this character gets me really excited for part 2 because they gave her some really interesting mechanics that are a lot more versatile than the characters for the first part, the regular party, in part because she's sort of a solo party. But the way that her stuff works is that if you just do your attacks, she has these cool melee attacks where she's using her shuriken, which is great. That's good on its own, whatever. Her triangle, she actually throws her shuriken and then she can like go back to it, which I'll show off a little bit. Little dork. Anyway, she throws her shuriken, so she has a ranged attack innately. But what's really interesting is that while it's there, it continues damaging them, and then she does ranged magic attacks while her shuriken is on another enemy. So she not only has melee, but she also has magic, and the toggle between them is throwing her shuriken. And while it's out, it does persistent damage, but you can also jump back to it. So it has movement, attack style, attack spacing, and magic physical all boiled into this combo mechanic, which is really interesting and gives you a lot of depth for how you want to play her, which is very cool. But additionally, her unique ability of well, I'll show you in just a second. Her unique ability here is Art of War. Is that it? No. Yeah, there we go. Okay, ninjutsu. So she has an ability that is actually 4 abilities in one, this ninjutsu power. And when you activate it, you get to select which element you want to do. And what that will do is it will apply that element to all of her other abilities that do magic damage, and also will change her basic attack magic damage type while her shuriken is away from her into that element. So I'm gonna do wind, and it's a power up for her, so it doesn't do damage on its own. But now that she's done that, now I'm doing wind damage, which is awesome because I know that drakes are weak to wind. And then I can teleport over here to get out of the way and whoops, by going back. And so now I can throw my shuriken, hit it with wind, and then zoom over to it and then do a bunch of melee damage and then do, let's see, buff an enemy with blows and all subsequent damage. Yeah. So then you just like smack the crap out of them. Yeah, it's kind of complicated, but not actually that complicated once you get the hang of it. But it's a really cool, once again, it's a really cool evolution of the type of combat system that they're exploring in this game, of mixing, you know, weaknesses, attack types, this pause and real-time combat together. It's really interesting, and it makes me really excited because we're getting, at the very least, she's going to be in the main party. We're getting control of Red 13, the Tiger Panther guy. We are getting Kate Sith, the cat that showed up for 2 seconds randomly when the plate was falling. And we might be getting Sid also, and we're getting Vincent. So that is 4 or 5 characters that we're getting added in part 2. And all of them are going to have unique mechanics. And that's just super exciting for me because all of the mechanics were already cool. And so to see them come up with something like this that's even more detailed and interesting in a DLC while they were working on the first one is super cool. I'm very excited for it. Ba-da-da-da-da. Ba-da-da. Ba-da. Taking a drink of some of my energy drink because my blood sugar was high today from lunch, and so I didn't get a chance to eat. Did not get a chance to eat dinner, and it seems unwise to go completely no dinner into an alcohol. So we are alcohol free tonight, only pure energy power. This one is in fact the Rogue Energy Blue Raspberry coupon code Greybach. I actually quite like the Rogue Energy. It's a lot better than the Advanced.gg one that they had. Yes. I just had to wait for it to open. Cool. Bum, bum. So, what do you guys got any exciting plans for the weekend? Anything fun you got lined up, or any games you're looking forward to? I feel like I'm just in for a huge spree of excellent games between this and hopefully Dragon's Dogma 2 and Rise of the Ronin. It's like I've got 3 games that are all looking incredible, all coming soon, which is cool. Great for me. Well, there was also the massive Overwatch changes, which I don't know how many of you actually play Overwatch. Play some Pommel Party. Ooh, okay. I don't know anything about that. Sounds like Smash Brothers though. New Overwatch patch is very substantial, and I think I'm liking it a lot for the moment. The balance on it, okay. The balance on it seems a little. We'll have to see. Some characters feel a lot stronger than they ever used to, which makes sense. The big takeaways are that they increased everyone's health by somewhat proportional to how many hit points they had before. They, wait, hello? Where is that? But the big thing that they did was that they made it so that DPS now has a passive that if a DPS character deals damage to you, you receive 20% less healing for 2 seconds. So everybody has more health, but things die way faster if they're getting focus fired than they used to. But it's also difficult, if not impossible, to one-shot things anymore. So it's really an interesting. I do have parry on her. It's a very interesting feeling, and it's. I think I like it, but it definitely makes playing tank like even harder than it ever was. Oh my god, please stop. In that, I don't know. It's some of both. Because any tank that doesn't have a shield gets hit by DPS damage all the time, which means that they just kind of go down super fast. But that also means that you're not just playing against 2 giant walls of meat. Yeah, I don't know. Listen, we could probably make it happen sometime off stream. One of these days I'll do some community night games of some sort. Although I do find it frustrating that nowadays there's actually doesn't feel like there's that many co-op games. There's like competitive FPS games that you can play together, which is fun, but only some people like FPS. And then there's really like open world sim games like Minecraft, but that's also not a lot of people's cup of tea and is like a lot less good for one night things. So you're kind of left with shooters or party games, and party games kind of run out of their fun if you do them too much. So it's a little unfortunate. I feel like co-op is just really not is really falling further and further out of vogue, which is unfortunate. Doom, Overwatch 1, and Doom Eternal. Yeah. I mean, I honestly don't even play that many shooters. I still play Overwatch, but
this is too
I only play Apex if somebody asks me to, and most people don't ask me to. Okay. And I kind of the same with Valorant. And I don't play any other FPS really, so Apex is scary. It's and also I don't know how I feel about battle royales in general, because it just feels weird to like never win, or almost never. Obviously you can win, but it's very much its own vibe, and it's very strange. Also, in case you have been paying attention, this is the slums right by where we started the game in part 1. We've now come in through the backside of the monster area. Coming in through the backside, my favorite. Do I like Apex or Fortnite more? I like Fortnite more, which is shocking because I never played it until maybe 3 months ago, but I've always preferred more like cartoony shooters to realistic shooters, and so it turns out it's actually pretty fun.
What do we have here? Man, that's gotta be Avalanche. Not bad at all, but I can do better.
Yuffie?
This man.
There's our palm.
Cheesy dialogue and all, baby.
Follow me.
I miss TF2. That game. I mean, I know it still exists, but.
So, Cheesy, why didn't you come meet me before?
I figured an elite W agent could find their own way.
I may be elite, but it's not like
Rolling
I've
my
ever
eyes
been a
at
guard.
W
And
agent.
what exactly is a W anyway?
Anyone who lives where you just came from, think of it as a code name.
Who could imagine that someone from Wutai is a W agent?
This kid could kick your ass.
It's like our J
Your best
agents.
face is all.
Oh, don't worry. I know exactly what you're saying.
Give me a break, will ya?
Yeah, exactly. Pre-hat days will never come back.
Well, here we are. Ladies first.
Basically, the first set of weapons that they came out with as DLC, or like not DLC, the first expansion of weapons they came out with were really solid. And then after that, it kind of just went totally downhill, in my opinion. So it's... Here we're introduced to Budget Tifa.
These two are Billy Bob and Polk. And that's Nayo.
Hi.
I still don't
My
remember her
is
name.
Yuffie, Materia hunter and elite special forces operative for the new Wutai government. I have orders to infiltrate Shinra HQ and steal their ultimate materia. To prove to our common enemy that Wutai is not
Oh,
to be
ads are coming
trifled
soon. Perfect.
with.
Right
Members
after
of
her,
Avalanche, the
right after her weeb introduction.
Ready to rumble, huh?
You better believe it.
Oh, she's a materia
you guys meet
boo.
Sonon yet? He was supposed to be here.
Yeah, he got in 3 days ago.
He's out on the town as we speak. Really seems to be enjoying it here.
Oh, he does he?
You,
I'm proud of that
got
one.
Any bags?
As if. Ninjas always travel light. It's like a rule. But
Kind
I
of
did
true.
bring these.
Kind of true.
Wutai
Looks like
famous
Morgott.
cacao beans. Eat up. And here you
I'm
go.
sure she'll love that. Also, speaking of Elden Ring, it sounds like we are not... Oh, this kills me every time. I have such a teeth phobia.
Can you eat these things?
But it sounds like the Elden Ring DLC is still a ways off. They very publicly, explicitly stated that they don't have a release date in mind because they're still working on it,
You
so...
ninjas are insane.
Sorry, Copium needs to continue being huffed.
Do me a favor, Yuffie, and wait here for Sonon. I gotta head out. Your IDs should be ready for pickup by now.
Then why don't I join ya?
Nah, I got this. Besides, you reek of trouble.
You reek of trouble. You saying I stink? I forgot that she actually literally checks. I do like also that she admits that like this place smells like hot ass because it's the slums and where all the garbage gets dumped.
You must be
The first
tired
thing
from
she
your
does
trip.
is like,
Why don't you get some rest?
ew.
With all the noise in
Love
this
it.
city, I'm freaking possible. How about you tell me where in the Shimmer building?
Name is Trailer Trash? What does he do?
Don't hold out on me now. I know you know.
A stinky? Yeah, probably.
Actually, I kind of don't. At least, not an exact location. All I know is that Shinra.
All right, chat, I need support here. AJ was playing this the other day, and I said this character was hot, and she was like, eh, that's fucking pure cope, right? She's hot as hell. Like super cute, borderline hot, right? Right? Right, it's not just me, right?
In the basement.
She hot? Thank you. Fucking thank you.
You won't have to wait much longer, my precious.
Mid trippy snake balls.
How
motherfucker. What
original.
is wrong?
Another
careful,
shallow
will you?
comment about someone's appearance.
Oh, yeah.
Your
You
objectification
should introduce
skills are
yourself to
top
Billy.
notch, buddy.
knows a thing or
Keep
two
up
about
the
the
great
Shinra
work.
I'm going to headcanon that was Legend Wolf that Hex just responded to. I don't know, man. She's that like kind of that like low-key nerd, but like pretty hot. Oh man. Also, I hadn't really paid attention before. Like, look at how ridiculous her shirt is. Look at that. It like goes straight from the boob into a cross button-up. Like, what? But I mean, I guess I could say it. Yeah, because it goes around her belt. I don't know. Maybe we can assume that the undershirt is also part of the shirt. I guess. You're making me squint looking up at it. The fashion critic. Yeah. Yeah, it's like a reverse overalls, right? It's like an underalls. Yeah, reverse suspenders. Exactly. I mean, listen, I guess, you know, instead of holding your pants up, it's like holding their tits up in the other direction, you know? Yeah, let's get banned from Twitch. I'll show the underboob. No, Anyway, she cute though, right? Just saying.
My
Can't balk me more? Yeah, well.
So the materia I'm looking for is in the Shinra building, right? And where is that exactly?
Ignorance truly is bliss, huh?
What did you just say?
Oh, didn't mean to offend you. Of course, you probably knew this already, but there's a whole other city built on the plate above us. Shinra building's right in the middle. You can't miss it.
Can't miss it, baby.
Oh, that one. Why didn't you say so?
Now, if you want to get topside,
I mean, I guess I'm just trying to think of like the physics of it. If they're like, because it's attached below you, so if you made it like tight enough that it's like your shoulders are holding up and the bottom part is what's like giving it counter tension, right? I mean, game logic, obviously, but oh, ads have arrived. Oh, well then. Am I still in ads? I don't see the notification on Twitch. Or did I just talk right through it? Oh, thank you for the gifted sub to Legend Wolf. What a legend. Legend, the legendary receiver of gift subs. Received that first gift sub from the from me winning a bet about being older than anybody in the Discord chat, and now you're winning it from the bonk, which I mean, you know deserved.
The VR combat simulation module, right?
Huh? Of course I do. Why wouldn't I? It's that.
You couldn't bonk me because it's a sub emote. Ah!
Simulation.
Listen, that's just marketing.
Kinda.
You want to bonk me
It's
for
a
the sub
machine that
emotes,
puts you in
right?
a virtual world where you can practice fighting all you want. There's even a portable version of it. Guy around the corner has one.
Billy Bob. How is this man
Hardly ever
Billy
see
Bob?
Technology that cutting edge down here. So what do you say? Want to try it?
I really don't have time.
Yeah,
to be
I
playing
did.
around with
Op,
some
did I just like talk
simulator.
straight through the ads? I don't see
Just to be
anything.
polite,
I don't see any
guess I'll take it for
indicator.
a spin.
Thank you for giving me
Guys,
my
name's
glasses
Chad.
back, Legend
He's over
Wolf.
by the
What a
neighborhood
legend.
watch.
What a
If you ever
Chad.
feel like some virtual training, I'm sure he'd be happy to help.
Ah, here they are. Okay, I thought so. All right, I'll be right back. I'm gonna refill my drink because since I only had one drink tonight, I've exhausted it already. We'll BRB. No, you can't do this to me. It's an ad break. I'm sorry. I hope your viewers aren't rating into ads. No, Carmen, how are you doing? Welcome in, Raiders. I'm Grybach. If you can even hear me, I don't know if you can hear me. I don't know how raids work with ads. I know they're kind of special. So I mean, I guess put a 1 in chat if you can hear me at all. But welcome in, Raiders. My model looks like, well, thank you. You know what? Just for that, I'm gonna put my glasses on because normally I have glasses on, but somebody took them off of my model in the redemption. Got an ad as soon as you came, but it's gone. Ah, well, I mean, listen, it says it's an ad break, but who knows? Who could say? But I am Grybach, digital vampire. I consume digital content and other digital creators instead of blood, so most of you are safe, but Carmen isn't. Carmen, how are you doing? What were you playing? I missed what it said in the thing. Okay, yeah, Jesus. Special events, ooh, what was going on? Rating into ads, that's so tragic. I suspect most of them are still in ads, but anyway, we tend to play third-person action and RPG games here, and we are playing Final Fantasy VII Remake in anticipation of Part 2, which is coming out at the end of this month, and I am hyped as
Just wanna make
fuck
sure I
for
have
it.
the plan down pat. You know, like
No
having
break
that
for the
plan
old
and all
man,
that.
I know.
Well, if you had an idea.
Look at this baby
you'd
face. This kid is
normally just take the
12.
train up there.
Look at him.
But with all the
Gotta
commotion
be.
going on, that's not really an option. Security's on high alert. If you ask me, your best bet is to sit tight and wait for things to settle down some.
Sit tight, but I want go
Sure,
now?
because nothing says friendship like temporarily invading someone's stream with an army of random people. It's the perfect way to build a deep and meaningful connection.
Oh, Jesus, that's a spicy
stole my
one.
bag.
Damn, girl.
Must be in Walmart then.
What's Walmart?
Which outfit?
Let's just say it's
Whomst.
a place for people with mature tastes.
Mature tastes.
You've never seen Final
There's
Fantasy
lots of different
gameplay?
establishments.
Well,
It's
so here's the
kinda
thing.
hard
Final
to
Fantasy, every game is its own thing. So they're not really sequels so much as just like a new entry. They're all in different worlds, different universes, different mechanics. The old ones were all turn-based in the classic JRPG turn-based style, you know, where you stand in a line and, you know, do commands. More recently, they have expanded into mixing in more real-time or hybrid systems. And so this is a remake of Final Fantasy VII, and not a remaster. It is actually a complete remake, as in, like, the systems are entirely different. And this is probably my absolute favorite hybrid of a real-time and RPG turn-based system where you have attacks that you're doing in real time and you're dodging and blocking in real time, but that is in service of building up a resource that you then can basically combat pause to expand or expend for bigger attacks and casting spells.
Hey, you gonna be okay out there? Got all the info you need?
I have all the info. I don't care what you guys have to say. You guys are idiots. And it works really interestingly. It's a really cool combat system that I've never seen anything like it before. And the original Final Fantasy VII was a classic turn-based JRPG style. So it's like a huge departure in every way. And back then, Final Fantasy VII was also the first, I believe, first 3D game on the PlayStation. So it had really hideous graphics by modern standards, even by standards that came out later on the PlayStation 1. If it wasn't, it was one of the very first. Like, it was a launch title, and it was, I'm pretty sure it was a launch title. Yeah, oh, no. It absolutely did look awful. And when you look at Final Fantasy VIII and Final Fantasy IX that literally came out like 1 and 2 or 3 years later on the same system, they look 10 times better. But it looks bad, and it's aged poorly graphically. There are some mods to like give you slightly higher polygon models and stuff, but like it was truly one of the first 3D games of that era, and it shows. So to get a full, like, faithful recreation is awesome. I forgot that PS1 is a retro graphic style. Yeah, it totally is. Well, PS1 did have a lot of, I don't even remember how to play this game. Let's see, red. So I'm gonna put a blue down. The thing with PS1 is actually PS1 also had some of the best pseudo sprite graphics in various games that have really held up. PS1 and PS2, where yeah, baby, I've gotta love the pixelation. Oh, you're definitely not censoring me for other reasons, all right? Yeah, exactly. No, listen, it's 16-bit, it's 32-bit Grybok. It's not censored, you know? I haven't pulled out any of the sussy baka hentai yet. You've censored me tonight, huh? All right, yeah, it's fine. This game is this game was actually pretty fun. This little mini game. Again, also, this is not the normal gameplay. This is a mini game that they introduced in this DLC only. That is essentially a remake of a mini game from the original Final Fantasy VII. yet. Well, listen, we're what I like to call say sorta, you know? We're not a say-so stream. He's waiting for the perfect listen, we're say sorta, all right? We're not say so. We're not pure little idols here. We're not full-on lewd tubers, you know. I'm not gonna be like licking your ears or like you know, talking about direct sexual things, but man, there's a lot of sus shit that comes out of my mouth. So, you know, it's part of the brand.
Giving me a headache.
I can now play rank 5. For reference, I am also playing on New Game Plus, so I completely annihilated that because I have a full mini game loadout for it, and that was the tutorial. So, yeah, baby. Do I want to do this? I mean, it's cute.
The giants hear that away at the happy turtle.
We get some cute bangers. Oh my god, you put me into a censored jar? How could you do this to me? I can't believe this. Which one of you did this? Who did it? Opt? My mod throwing me in the baka jar? God, actually a censored jar? That's getting mighty close to some legendary Reddit moments here. That's listen. Listen, I read the stories. I've read the Reddit wall of infamy. There's some shit in there. It's giving Rainbow Dash? Well, I mean, it could be worse, I guess. Oh my god. This is actually kind of a fun minigame. This guy has, I think, like 5 posters for his like ramen shop, and each one of the flyers you can tell that you're near because there's a little radio near it that's playing the Happy Turtle jingle, but each one of them is in a different it totally does look like a shuckle. You don't fuck with a shuckle, man. But each of the flyers has a different musical style of the Happy Turtle jingle, which is, there's one in particular that's extra funny. But it's a cute idea. He's a game collector, a true nerd. It tracks.
I'm coming for you, flyer.
I'm coming for ya. Ah, shuckle. Good God. Now I'm just thinking of the Reddit wall of filth, and I wish I wasn't. That absolutely does look like a shuckle. I mean, look at the face! It's totally a shuckle. It's like a shuckle turtle. Where do I... Maybe I have to hit this from the other side. Definitely a shuckle. 100%. 100%. I still have yet to add the echo jar. Oh, well, one of these days. There's always something, you know? Can I get to it from over here? At all? No, I've gone completely the wrong direction. Yeah. Yeah, the RTS game is fun, but, Back to your question from 5 minutes ago. Were you asking the outfit of the character that I'm playing, or the outfit of the cute girl with the glasses? Because the answers to those are going to be very different. Oh, I can jump
over this. Ah, got it. Okay. Yeah, so this is so she has a slightly more interesting outfit on underneath this, but this is a cloak with a hood that is supposed to identify her to the cell that we are meeting up with. She actually does take this off later. It is sort of cosplaying a Moogle, which is an iconic friendly little creature from the Final Fantasy series. So it's sort of just like a cute little in-universe cosplay almost, but she will be wearing her actually, nope, it looks that way on the menu too. That's actually really funny. I forgot that. I can see how you would think it was a chicken. Like kind of got the rooster palm. Makes sense. Makes sense. Now, to those of you who have not played this DLC, we will take some notes. We are around the bar and, well, the bar is there, but the plate is still here as well. It has not fallen. So, this is clearly before the end of Final Fantasy VII Part 1. Just for some timing here, you know. So there's Jesse, obviously. So Jesse, Wedge, Biggs, all of them are around here. 2 Beber clips. So hilariously, in this game, you actually start the game as literal eco-terrorists. You are a cell of a militaristic organization that is bombing reactors because they are drilling the lifeblood of the planet and using it for energy generation. Now, in this game, it's not oil, it's called Mako, or Mako, the life stream. And in this game, of course, it is literally tied to the life energy of the planet. But the parallel could not be more clear. And it's absolutely wild that a game that came out in 1997 had you playing as a fucking eco-terrorist, basically saying, hey, stop pillaging the environment and like oil companies bad as the primary message in the beginning, like half of the game. And then of course it goes full on Final Fantasy and you fight God basically. But like, that is literally the what your organization is, and it's kind of crazy. It's for its time. Also, I mean, there's a lot of things about this game that for the first one, for its time, were shockingly progressive. There is an entire segment where you're basically trying to infiltrate a pimp's manor because he's like gonna pick a girl, and so your main character Cloud has to go around and interact with a bunch of burly men to get cross-dressing supplies from them that they all had for reasons TM. So you have them make you a dress, you get a wig from some like totally not homoerotic gentleman in a gym, you get some perfume, and yeah, right. I'm trying not to think about the NFTs as hard as I can. And you dress up as a woman, and depending on how well you dress up as a woman, you can get picked as the prime woman for the pimp. And it's super funny. And there's like, anyway, and so in this game, like, so for the 90s, to have like that segment just so very clearly talking about like cross-dressing and like, you know, sort of low-key homosexuality in the 90s is crazy. That shit's crazy. Taking hella notes. Yeah, the original is a classic for a reason, and Connor, aka CDawgVA, recently played it for the first time, the original Final Fantasy VII, and I think the most salient quote he had was, I understand how if you played this as a 15-year-old when this came out, it would be your entire identity. And I was like, yeah, that pretty much sums up every teenager from the 90s that played Final Fantasy VII back then. It's like there were so many interesting concepts and like just kind of radical ideas, and it had a good story and cool gameplay, and did some things that are still wild to this day. There is a major party member that straight up gets murdered as part of the story, and you can't stop it, and they stay dead forever. And like, too bad. And the fact that they have that in, like, just in general, that's wild in a game like at all, but to have done that long ago is also pretty crazy.
Over here.
Yeah, there was a lot of interesting stuff in it.
They damn near got themselves eaten.
So the remakes have been very exciting.
Stay away from that factory, you hear? Place has monsters coming
The
out of
remakes have
walls.
been very exciting, and they're doing a very good job of it so far. Wait, where is it? I know it's around here because I'm humming it. Hello?
My turtle senses are tingling.
My turtle senses are tingling. Speaking of games that maybe haven't aged so well, I'm playing Dragon Age for the first time, and
There it is. Turtle.
you say that. I don't. Oh, there. I just missed it for the first time. And I am playing Inquisition because I tried to play Dragon Age 1 and it crashed 5 times. And so I said, fuck it, it's not gonna happen. I actually had technical issues even getting it to launch, and then it's gotten to a point where if I try and load my save, it just instantly crashes. So anyway, so I'm starting with Inquisition effectively now after completely failing to be able to play Dragon Age 1. And it's all right. And I can see why people like it, but game design wise, it very much does feel like a single player MMO in the bad ways. Like, there are direct kill 10 rat quests and kind of a big empty world that you run around and sometimes have random encounters with trash mobs that like aren't that interesting. I am doing a good mission, so it's gotten me a little bit more interested now, but I like some of it feels like it was exciting because it was a big world, not because it was a good big world back then. So it's interesting. It'll be interesting to see how I feel about it later. I'm gonna shut up for a second so we can hear the heavy metal Happy Turtle. I don't know if you guys can hear that very well. Are you able to hear that? Because I do know that the game audio is turned down. Drunk Turtle! Chug, 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 chug! This song goes on way longer than I thought. Okay, I think we've looped now. But is that not incredible? It's so fucking funny. most of the variations are slight variations, right? But the heavy metal Happy Turtle is such a fucking bop, and it's so funny. Also, just in general, this really displays why people also love this game, because even though this game is very serious and the plot is very serious with people dying and like mega corporations, dystopian control of information and society and weapons manufacturing and destroying the planet for corporate profits for energy supplies, it also has the most like random weird shit that is so goofy, and it just is totally fine to mix in these super heavy elements, and then it's like all of a sudden snowboarding mini game. You're gonna go gambling at the Golden Saucer, and like it's gonna be sweet, and like it's so funny how much just like random shit they have, and that's just part of these games, and I'm really glad that they have kept it for the remake. But it just in general, like it was there in the original and it's here now, and it's just another reason that people like it, because it's not afraid to like do more than one thing and have its own vibe. Ow! Oh god, am I gonna die? I am gonna die. Oh my god. Oh my god. Fucking killed by trash mobs while I was talking about the Happy Turtle. Amazing. Turns out that, you know, hard mode is hard, and playing as one character means you can get CC chained. Who could have guessed? It's fine, don't worry about it. Happy Turtle. How do you like this? All right, well... Honestly, I don't even know how that happened. I think I just stood in their damage for too long. Oh, also because I had to assess them. Then that like took up some of my ATB. Got it. Hilarious. All right, Heavy Metal Turtle. That's enough of that for now. What? Where'd you go? Oh, ow. Yeah, that's how. These guys just really fucking hurt. All right. Well. Yeah, that's the answer is that ouch. Ouch, they hurt. Piece of cake.
She's terrible.
And oh, we'll just great. Nope. Fire, ice.
Okay.
Also, parry is one of those materia that I definitely did not use for a long time in the original, or not in the original, in my first playthrough of this game, that I've like just learned how good it is in playing in hard mode, which, let's see, increases evade and attack, icy banishment, max level works 3, spent on other commands, increase the damage, okay.
Run like a chocobo? Oh, easy on me, okay?
Oh, that's right, I totally forgot about this. She has this mechanic where one of her abilities gets stronger the more other abilities you've used first, which is kind of crazy. Also, this is also a very cool mechanic.
Right where I want ya.
Pop, pop, and we just juggle them a little bit. That's right, Pumpkin Cat Nietzsche. How are you doing this evening? Whoop. Ooh, almost. All right, we'll do Art of War.
And one to blow on.
Oh, wow. That actually did a lot. And then we'll Icy Banishment. Blammo! Easy clap. Okay, now where is this stupid... I know it's out here, but I don't remember where. It's probably just... It's right on the ground out here somewhere. Ah, there we go. Perfect. All right, now I'm going to go to the bathroom because I waited, obviously, during my last one because I got a raid. So I'm just going to leave you all here with maxed out Happy Turtle Heavy Metal. So good, I don't want to turn it down. Incredible. Incredible. Posture check. How dare you make me take care of myself? Oh! Oh, did you guys start talking about Persona music while I was gone? Because Persona music fucking slaps. It fucking slaps. It goes way harder than it has any right to. Persona 5 is an amazing start to the series too, just because it's polished. Like, obviously, there's some aspects of it that, you know, well, I guess I'll just say I started with Persona 5 on a lark, and I enjoyed it so much that I fell head over heels in love with it. And I'm really excited to check out other entries. The style is off the charts. Yeah, and I've been watching people play Persona 3. I just left one of those idiots in there. All right.
Piece of cake.
Oh wait, actually, I can just heal. Started with OG 5, then played 4, and saw 3 and fell in love. Yeah. That all makes sense. I've been watching some people play 3. I bought it, and I'm not sure if I'm going to play it on stream or not, so I haven't started it off stream yet in case I decide to play it on stream. But all the Persona 3 movies and everything. Ooh. Anyway, it's very good, and the music is a bop in 3 also. From what I understand, it seems like people are really happy with the remake that they just put
I'm
out.
so thrilled to hear about your exciting gaming experience. Wow, Game Pass, it's like Christmas every day, isn't it?
That's not very mean, Hex. I need you to up your game. Get your shit together. Slap them harder. Think this way? Yeah. Sono 2 OST. Yeah. Fair enough, fair enough. Yeah, the music is so top tier. Our favorite bisexual. Ba-da-dun, da-da-da-dun, dun. Da-da-da-dun, ba-da-dun, da-da-da-dun. Where's Chad? All right. Ba-dum.
Attention! For 3 gil, you can play Fort Condor if you're a Wait, is that the song of the turtle I hear?
Thanks. There we go. All right. Well, while we're waiting for this dog to go to sleep, get that nice crisp can opening sound. Wow, wow, wow. I totally did not understand what they wanted you to do here at first. Especially because I didn't really know where I was going. They just sort of said, oh, the turtle's around here somewhere. So I actually got all the way up to the dog and then tried to get past it to go onto the roof, only to learn that that's not where you're trying to go. It's right there. I bet this dog's gonna try and fake me out. That's right, Nietzsche is for animal cruelty.
What doing, young lady? What do you want with that exactly? Better yet, who are you? Heard some punks have been hassling the nice people at the Happy Turtle, ripping down their flyers. Are you one of them?
Mm-mm.
So
I mean, I am ripping down their flyers, but...
Not that I blame you. Boy's easy on the eyes, I'll give him that much. Cut
You
your
here for
losses,
clout?
honey, unless you
No.
like him then silent and
No, I'm not.
emotionally unavailable. Brooks built a wall around himself so damn high, even he can't see over it.
Oh, called the fuck out.
And that attitude of his. I tried to get through to him, but would he listen? Would he?
I'm really not here for whoever he is.
Then what are you here for?
For, directions. But I'm all good now, thanks.
Good night, and thanks for hanging out with us, Trippy.
That was a close one.
Woo! Honestly, I don't even really need to turn them in because I don't get anything of value from it, so. Good night. Appreciate you hanging out. We will be playing this more on Late Friday. Thank you for the lurk, Nishi. No, I don't think I have to fight you for any reason,
Getting
right?
here must have been quite a journey.
Could be.
Hey, you up for a round of Fort Condor?
No, I'm not. I don't want to
You
play Fort
sure?
Condor. Basic bitch. All right. I thought for some reason that they wanted me to come back here, but I guess they don't. Hold on. All right. Well, first of all, we'll go back to the Happy Turtle.
So, what can I do you for?
Okay. I don't need any of these things. Oh, well, there we go. Get the one sledge worm I didn't buy. Okay, let's take a look at our quests here. Talk to Oh, okay. Forgot that they wanted me to talk to Chadley.
Searching for candidates. Candidate detected. Performing physical analysis. She seems relatively agile and has substantial muscle mass for her stature.
Excuse you?
An acceptable candidate.
Hey, you want to tell me what you're mumbling about?
My apologies. My name is Chadley. Would you be interested in helping me with my research?
I'm Yuffie. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
What are you researching?
Combat. It would entail doing battle with a summon in a virtual arena using this portable simulator. Interested?
Sure. Why not? I'm a kick its butt.
Very well then.
Little dork. All right, VR missions, Ramu. Yep. Okay. Whoop. What a legend. Look at this, gentleman. Ow. All right. Fine. Oh, 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 no, 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 please stop, please stop. Okay, all right. Oh my God. Okay, listen. First of all, we're gonna haste ourselves. Yeah, pretty much, except, you know, cool. And we're gonna go wind, because I believe that should be his weakness. Yep. I don't remember those at all. Whoop. And windstorm again. Up. Yeah, I mean, oh God, I actually didn't realize how much damage I did to him. Holy shit. All right. Oh. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Let's just do banishment. Pop. Oh my God. Annihilated. Holy shit.
Splendid. Thanks to the data you
I mean,
provided
it's not
during
really
the battle,
supposed to be a hard
I
fight,
succeeded in
but
developing a new materia.
having all the
One
abilities
might
helps,
say
I
you
guess.
were faster
Massive
than
spike.
lightning. And with the Lord of Weapon on your side,
Look at that pun.
Someone's gotta be back by now.
There we go. All right. Just had to do Chadley's research. Now, oh, see, there's the Moogle. This is what I am modeled after. This cute little bugger. Torimo, welcome in, Raiders. How are you doing this evening? Make sure that everybody gives Tori a check out. They are awesome, and I love their Twitter content as well. I am Grybok, digital vampire. I consume digital content and other digital entities, so most of you don't have to worry. But I mostly play action RPGs, like Final Fantasy VII Remake that we're playing here. How are you doing tonight? And what were you playing? Tori?
What?
Just thinking how you're nothing like your old
Clanad? Like
Anyway,
the
it's
visual
nice to
novel?
meet you. I'm Sonan Kusakabe. I was lucky enough to learn how to fight from good.
Yeah, I don't want to talk
Wow. I don't think I've ever actually known anybody that's played the visual novel. I mean, I guess that's true, right? That's pretty on brand. How are you enjoying it? I've never played it. I've actually never seen it either. I just know about it.
Last thing I need is my partner stinking like an over-the-hill has-been.
Over the hill has been. He's probably 25, the oldest.
You're part of Operation Down in One. I take it back. I am there next time you go.
Perfectly decent. Most of the girls are literally me for real, for real. That's good. That's good.
Well, I don't even know where to begin with all of that. But I do know I haven't heard of Operation Down in One. At any rate, I'm looking.
I like how this guy was totally just like in the red light districts.
Boss? As in me?
Well, I've got a few years on you, I'll admit. But out of us two, you've done this longer.
I guess I have. Boss, huh? I could get used.
Have you ever
to
played
that.
Final Fantasy VII Remake,
Stuff
Tori?
on the bottom rung, that's for sure.
After we get the materia, we can celebrate your promotion at the Happy Turtle.
Yeah. Stupid bird.
Never played Final Fantasy? Oh, well, welcome in, welcome in. And if you need to raid and run, that is perfectly okay as well. The stream aftercare is very important to stretch out, take a break, grab a snack, go to the bathroom,
Not at all.
whatever else you may
to
need
scope
to
out
do.
the city anyway. Really
You want to start with one and do the entire series? That is quite the commitment. I've never actually played. You're supposed to be a bat, not a pigeon, yeah. I've never actually played one. I've only basically played 7 through current. I played some of 6, which is legendary as well, but ended up getting distracted and never finished it. So I also might stream that one of these days, but it would be very interesting to see the whole series because they're all different and all like the evolution over a 35 or 40 year time span would be pretty sweet. So I mean, that sounds really fun.
So now,
I don't really know what kind of sounds bats make. Kind of
There's
screeching,
no way
right?
to get topside
Maybe I
without
shouldn't
him.
do that.
But I thought GJ was getting our high Ds. What happened with that?
He is, but those are different. It takes more than one ID, or even 2 to survive in this town. Don't forget, Midgar was built by Shinra for Shinra.
Those tyrants!
put the claws away, boss.
Yeah, it kind of sounds like a pig. The only screeching I know how to do is like demon screeching, which is definitely not a bat.
So Yuffie, what do you think of the Undercity?
Way too crowded. I can't stand it. Ugh, and the stench. How can anyone...
I did have a funny moment once when I did a demon screech at a demon.
You get used to it.
Thank you, and thank you so much again for the raid. I really appreciate it. Hope you have a lovely Valentine's evening.
Wait a second. Are you actually saying you like it here? I thought you hated it.
Midgar isn't the enemy. Shinra is. I know W's don't really see the distinction, but we do.
Then what was that stuff on the news? About a reactor blowing up and all. No way that was an accident. It had to be Avalanche.
True.
Sorry.
What's up?
Those guys there are from the Splinter Cell.
Splinter Cell?
The Splinter Cell, our main cast
Policy dispute.
of totally not eco-terrorists.
Wow, look who it is. Loving your work. So how many reactors is that now? Wait, where's Cloud?
We lost him.
You what?
You what?
He'll be okay though, right?
Well, of course he will. A little
Sure.
Stop a hard ass like him. He'll come swaggering back before long. You mark my words.
Yeah, I guess he will.
Now, can we talk about President Shithead? Spouting
President
all that
Shithead,
crap
easy.
about us?
Got him.
Lying son of a bitch! Working for Wutai, Avalanche ain't nobody.
Barrett!
Oh, yeah.
Secret cell, by the way.
Speaking of sons of bitches, I heard that Wall Market's very own Don Corneo has his stooges out looking for you.
So this gives us our time in part 1. So we're synced up now with when Cloud fell into Aerith's church and Tifa gets the brilliant idea to go infiltrate Don Corneo's mansion.
Tifa.
So that's where we're at in the
You and I
timeline.
both know this is far from over, right? Might as well get some rest while we still can.
Right.
Ugh. Don't mind me fucking swooning over Tifa every time I see her. God damn.
You know what? I think I am gonna look into this.
Honestly, all the women in Final Fantasy VII are top tier. Top tier for their
They're the ones
archetypes.
who blew up the reactors.
Cool.
Cool! I love how Yuffie's like, yeah, let's fucking do it.
After what they've done, you gotta assume Shinra's on their tail.
That's exactly right, Legend
Keep
Wolf.
our distance.
The hype.
My thoughts exactly.
Yuffie's hype eyes. I want to blow up a reactor. Can I, Dad? Let me blow it up. Let's blow him up.
The people in the Splinter Cell, they couldn't care less about collateral damage, long as Shinra goes down.
So what's wrong with that? Sounds good to me.
We're not out to blow Midgar up or tear it down. We want to save it from Shinra. Look around. 9 out of 10 of the
I was looking in my
people
other
are
chat
innocent
and
bystanders.
it did not show up the same. So it just looked like you typed the symbol. I guess it is IT as in Italy, but like the font looks really weird on that.
I'm surprised you
That's
agreed
funny.
to work with us.
We're just doing what we think is necessary to build a brighter future. That's all there is to it.
In other words, you're working with us so we don't work with your old buddies, knowing what would happen if we did.
Can we table this for later, maybe? Not sure now's the best time for heavy topics.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. Consider it.
I'm sure nothing important's gonna happen. Don't worry about it. Well, because I'm actually reading it in Mix It Up Bot
what
because
exactly
that
does
mixes
this
in the
ultimate materia
YouTube
do?
comment.
I'm guessing you have big plans for
Yeah.
it?
Like after we steal it? Well, the
I
more
do see the
material
like
you have,
regular
the stronger
emotes
you
though,
are,
so.
right? So once
I don't
we've
know.
got the ultimate materia, we'll be stronger than anyone.
Oh, it doesn't show up in the like chat overlay widget either. Ah, okay. Yeah. Well.
And not just that. By sneaking into Shinra HQ and snatching their most prized possession from under their noses, not only will we deal a massive blow to their morale, but we'll prove to them that while Wutai might be down, we're not out. That the gist of it, boss?
It sure is.
Hey. Speaking of Twitch bots, did you guys see that they're going to be adding in permissions for, or like settings for?
Those looks I guarantee you're golden.
Oh, actually, this scene's really funny.
So what do you say? Ready to be queen of the Undercity?
Hey, what am I? Chopped liver?
Just completely ignoring Yuffie.
You be a good girl and cover your ears, okay? You'd be living and working in the most luxurious residence in all of
You want me to
Walmart.
be one of Corneo's brides, is that it? Which makes you a person of influence, right?
Oh, so you know your stuff. But I'd say I'm more of a helping hand. So why don't you help me help you?
Let's get going.
What are you doing? Get your hands off me!
Now don't go playing hard.
Oh, right in the fucking shins. Ouch. Anyway, they're adding some new settings that let you basically ban.
Pretty hot stuff myself. Thank you very much.
I don't remember exactly how you figured it, like how you
Whatever helps you sleep at night.
distinguish it. I can't remember, but I know that they sort of specified it. But basically, they'll let you ban bots that that aren't bots that you have invited, which is pretty cool because it means obviously that you know, you can still use your own bots, but they recognize that it's kind of annoying that these bots are just trolling everyone's Switch pages. Yeah, exactly. I don't even know what that bot is supposed to be. I also wonder, like, I kind of hope that that means that they'll, I kind of hope that that means that they'll do a reworking of how it counts viewers, because they're very harsh on what counts as an active viewer for average view numbers, and part of that is definitely influenced by the fact that everybody has like 10 bots in their channels at all times, and they don't want to count those. So
At least you try.
Hopefully they make it a little bit more generous, provided that you like turn on that setting and ban the Autobots. Ban the Autobots.
Right into our laps. She did.
Did they? Did they actually do that?
For a bumpy ride.
Sorry, ladies, but after
Like,
careful consideration, we've decided to
Did they actually like do it? Okay. I mean, I knew that they got a lot of flack for their. Yeah, I mean, I know that they got a lot of flack for their way that they did with the embedded bots, but I didn't know that they actually made a policy change. I thought that they kind of just stopped streaming because,
They'll say and do
you know,
just about anything
to
get
let the PR
unsuspecting girls
shitstorm
back
go
to the
by.
Dawn's mansion.
I thought it looked seedy. Guess you'd have to be a scumbag to build a place like that.
Oh, and how do you know what
It's a very interesting situation with that because, like, Twitch very explicitly allows it to some extent, and that is how, like, one of the main ways you can, like, buy advertising for your Twitch is to, like, embed it on other websites so that it shows up. Ads are coming? Perfect, just what we were talking about. So it's definitely a weird gray area.
Hey, what's up with that guy? Mako poisoning. That's what happens if you don't make the grade as a soldier, or when the military's done using you.
Just another one of Shinra's victims.
Them again? Oh, Shinra's so gonna get it.
If it's Shinra you've got beef with, you'll be needing these. Can't access the plate without them.
Ba-da-da. Whoop! Interplate ID card.
Things on the train, so make sure to keep them on you.
Yeah, pretty much.
Hey,
Except like not the cool kind like they are in Kingdom Hearts. You're just a druggy burnout basically. Except not the fun kind of druggy. You're just
foreigners and their weak jaws.
We should probably head back and wait for Gigia.
I feel like I would be really scared to get head from a Wutai girl because like the nutcracker is their primary tactic.
Boss. With things the way they are, we can't just go strolling up to the front gates. We're gonna need avalanche.
Seriously though, it's like just straight off. It's like a cigar cutter. Am I wrong? Find the lie. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I'm afraid of D's nutting. Ba-da-da, da-da-da-da-da. Ba-da-da, da-da-da-da-da. Woo!
What? What's this about?
Land on her head. So good.
Plans. Go to the pillar. We'll explain there. Hurry. Gigia.
Change of plans?
The S7 pillar?
Otherwise known as the roof of the slums. Follow me,
Yeah,
guys.
what exactly is it? Like, I understand. I don't know. I feel like they get a lot of hate for having, like, quote, bad content. But honestly, I think that their wikis are at least as good as any of the other wikis for all the Souls games. And I don't know. I think they're fine. Like, I don't know. Like, it's never bothered me. The biggest complaint I have against them is that, like, sometimes their pages are kind of slow. But honestly, I do use Vextra Life a lot for like various Souls-like games. And
Hey, I'm talking to you.
I don't know. I don't see anything wrong with that.
Look, a Moogle.
Stop!
We gotta help.
You two go after Gigia. I'll head back and tell the others what happened.
That way. Boss, we might not be back for a while. Best to stock up before leaving.
Do you have any idea what Gigia actually did?
Whatever it was, he probably did it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. I don't know.
Right.
Like, the aggressive SEO is just sort of part of the game these days, and honestly, I blame that more on Google than I do on anybody who's using it. And aggressively using SEO when it is for the content people are searching for, like, Like, if I want to look up something about Elden Ring and I get an Elden Ring wiki because of SEO, like,
Tell us what you know.
that's
now.
good. Like, I don't know. It's like, to me, that doesn't bother me at all. Now, not getting updates, like, there is a certain reality to the fact that there's only so many people, right? And so that's also one of those things of, like, the internet demands unlimited free resources and unlimited free work, basically. And, like, I just don't sympathize with people that are complaining that, like, well, they're not providing me infinite free service. Like, I'm like, okay, well, deal with it, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, well, skill issue, I guess. Like, get mad at them for having bad SEO, I guess. Like, I don't know. It's, I mean, they do update it, but again, it's free. Like, it's a free resource, as are those other wikis. So it's like, if you really don't like it, then exclude Extra Life from your search query. But nobody's gonna do that because they're fucking lazy, you know. In the world of nefarious or negligent things, I feel like they get resources out there very quick, and they update things pretty quick as long as the game is like relevant. And if the game is not very relevant, then like that, you know, it just is what it is. I don't know. To me, it feels very like entitled video game nerd to be like so fucking upset about that, you know? Like, if you don't like it, don't use it, but, like, I don't see them doing anything wrong. You could be offended by what? Did you just add yourself? Is that an accident? Yeah, I also don't like the UI for Twitch threads. I think that after your first response, it gets stupid. Okay. That's fine. I know this is like that climbing section. He cooking. Camera, please. Good God. Ah, there we go. They thought AC6 was ugly and that FromSoft should abandon their engine and use UE5. I mean, like, sure. I mean, like, I don't know. It's a bad take, but it's like, I don't know. Actually, hold on. I didn't assess these idiots.
So what'd you think? Aren't I just awesome? I know how this goes.
I don't know. I guess I read enough things that are like super problematic for me to not give a shit about dumb opinions. Like, you know, I don't know. Maybe I guess I would say like I don't really. It's not like I respect them per se, but I'm just like so indifferent. You know. Ads have landed. Have they? Have they? So they have. Perfect. All right. Honestly, I don't really have to. Oh, I don't really have to go to the bathroom because I just went, so I'll just stretch and talk during this ad break. I mean, that's still just a bad take. How many bad takes do you see from gamers all the time about that? Like, who cares? It's not like they're boycotting FromSoft. You know what I mean? It would be a way worse thing if they said, you know, we're gonna stop covering, you know, FromSoft games because they haven't abandoned their old engine. You know what I mean? It's like they still are doing the service. I don't like having an opinion that a game is bad or a game engine is bad is fine. I mean, it's like it's misguided, but who cares, right? They don't have any weight. They're not trying to flex any weight or muscle in it. They're just saying something stupid, but like people are stupid. How many stupid takes do we see about video games all the time? You know? Yeah, I mean, I agree. You know, I wouldn't say it. I think it's stupid to say it, but I don't know. That's one of those areas. It's kind of like when To me, this just feels like one of those areas where gamers TM get like mad about developers saying things that are just true about their games, you know, and it's like, I'm sorry you don't understand game dev and that makes you mad, you know, but like get over it. And it's kind of the same thing, just in reverse. It's like, it's a bad take, but like, yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's like, yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Because being frustrated with a gaming website totally puts you in the same category as solving world hunger. Such privilege, much wow.
Dude, Hex just made a fucking Doge beam? I love it. Yeah, that kind of sums it up actually though. Yeah, it's like, it's such a, like, of all the things to be actively upset about, you know, like, it's like, it's a stupid take, but I guess I would put it in like, you know, people that just fucking hate certain gaming journalists because they put out opinions that are bad. And I'm like, yeah, like, yeah, it was a dumb take, but like, you know, I meme on IGN sometimes for some of their takes, but like, I don't care. Like, I'm not mad. It just means that I don't necessarily respect their opinions. You know, like, that's the end of it. It's like, I don't care that you look at this game that people love and are like, I don't like this game. It's like, okay, well, like, it's a dumb take, but like, whatever. Or, you know, I don't know.
You know, she's actually pretty cool. I feel bad saying this.
Yes, I do understand that. I do understand being mad as a streamer about embedding. That I can understand. I think that that's a reasonable complaint, but honestly, that's more of a complaint about how Twitch does its advertising metrics. Because again, like, it's not great that they do that, but if that is explicitly allowed, then it also, you know, people, like I said, people do pay. There are services to pay to put your stream as a stream that comes up when you go on some website to try and gather eyes on you because you're trying to gather the attention of people using that website. And so if that is considered a valid way to market your stream, then it makes perfect sense to market your own stream in the same way. And the reality of it is that a lot of people want to be able to count those views because a big part of that for marketing means that if it counts as a view, it will push you up higher in the list for when people look up, you know, because a lot of people just sort by biggest stream. Perhaps less so nowadays. I'd actually be really interested to see if they have any statistics on it. But a lot of people sort from top to bottom. And so having any number that helps get you closer to the top is an automatic win. And so, like, definitely some people like that. A lot of people don't. You know, a lot of people don't like that. And that's also perfectly justified. But you know, it is a valid thing, and so like if that is a thing that they are allowing, then I don't have a problem with it. I would take a complaint to Twitch and say these shouldn't count, you know. But if they are, then, you know, I don't know. Yeah, and I mean, and the thing is, because Fextra Life is so, gotta listen to the cute little humming of the battle theme. Because Fextra Life is so integrally intertwined into the Souls franchises, it's sort of a feedback loop, right? Where they're the ones most likely to consume the content, and so then if people get mad about it, then they're also going to be mad at that source. And to me, it's kind of just like a groupthink problem where I do get why these streamers get mad about it, but I think that there's so much blowback where a streamer is like, I don't like this thing, and then all of their fans are like, I don't like this thing because you don't like this thing. And it's like the reality of it is it's really like not actually affecting you that much, but you just are mad about it because popular streamer is mad about it. Which ends up in just like an awkward situation, you know? So, and I guess maybe that's it. It's like, I don't watch that many Souls streamers, and so I also just don't care. Like, I don't care that they don't like this thing because it's a competitor to them. Like, that just is irrelevant to me. But
Oh, it's over.
it's over. But I mean, I do get that. The view embedding thing, as a streamer, I do get why that sucks and why other streamers would be upset about that, and why their core user base would be upset about that. I mean, that's, yeah, it does make sense. But again, it's one of those things where I feel like once people hate them, they give them no flack for anything else, you know? It's that like feedback effect where it's like, well, you don't like them, so then anything that they do, you give them zero allowance for because you already don't like them. Somewhat. I mean, yeah, somewhat. But again, I think that it's like fine. It's just not like, it's not perfect, right? I think that at the end of the day, to me, the thing is that it's not the perfect, you know, it's not the perfect ideal of a wiki. You know, but yeah. Yeah, I mean, and part of it is, it just sort of reminds me of like, I think that we've gotten to a place that is very unfortunate in that we have an entire several generations, I would say basically starting with millennials onward, that have grown up with an internet that is largely founded on volunteer work and people are so used to getting shit for free and at minimal inconvenience that they've gotten very comfortable with just thinking that that is how everything should be. And that's fine when you are working in very small fan spaces, but the expectation that everything has to be free because the internet is free or should be free is really bad for people that are trying to make a business and a living providing a service that people want on the internet. And this goes for streaming, wikis, you know, all of the above, that reviews, video, stream, yeah, I mean, like literally everything. We've gotten to a place where it's just expected that everything should be free, but everybody also hates ads, and I hate ads too. But, and we see it too with, like free-to-play gaming, you know, it's like, how many things do we see where they're like, they want us to pay for this in this day and age? And you're like, I mean, how do you expect 300 people to, like, if it's free, then it's gonna have terrible monetization, but then you complain about the monetization too. And, you know, you general. And it's like, well, you can't have it both ways. You can't have it be free and then also not make any money, because people had to make it. It's people's entire lives that they're dedicating years to make these things. And if you bitch that it costs money, then it means that they have to pursue these other avenues. But if they pursue these other avenues, then it has to suck for other reasons. And, you know, nobody likes that either. And so it's just really frustrating that, you know, you look at things like YouTube that pay. YouTube is considered to pay like the best in the video content world, but even that isn't paying things at a substantial level until you're making millions and millions of views, which, when you like actually think about that, is insane. And it's founded on billions of people basically just doing it as a side hustle for free. And I don't know. It's like, yeah, I like paying for things helping them exist also, right? And this is sort of just expanding beyond the Fextra Life aspect, but it's just like symptomatic of it, right? That like they clearly want this to be their business, but it's very difficult to monetize that business in a way that people will consider acceptable. And it's a very like damned if you do, damned if you don't situation that sucks, you know?
Midgar doesn't need good people.
Some people work 2 jobs and barely make rent, which is fucking awful. I doubt those are the people complaining that games aren't free. I think that they are. I mean, I think that they are also. And it's not because... I guess my point is that it's like... It's become separated from thinking about your job. Like, if those people that are working 2 jobs and barely scraping by were talking to a game developer, and that game developer said, hey, I've spent 70-hour weeks for 4 years making this game, and I need to be able to be compensated for that. They'll be like, yeah, do it, man. But like, if they're just looking at the game on the game store, they'll be like, meh, you know? And like, that's sort of the challenge. It's like, and that's why I framed it as a generational issue, is not like as a culture war, but it's just like literally how we've grown up to use this. And also, I mean, that it also goes the other way too with like corporations also take advantage of those things of like the cultural expectations of how things are, and they just are fine doing shit that they didn't used to be able to get away with because the internet has made their competition free, you know? Like, you see the terrible compensation, the lack of unions, all of those types of things that, you know, have arisen in the most recent years. And it's like sort of because, you know, the rise of streaming has sort of sidestepped the traditional avenues that unions fought for to make contracts that were fair to creators. And then now it's become the norm that those don't exist because we've got an entire couple generations of having like worked around that system. And so, yeah, I don't know. It's just awkward, and it's very difficult, and I don't know a good way forward, you know?
It can't be far now. Let's get our rears in gear. Hey, little go.
Like, because again, like we live in a capitalist society, and so if the market demands that it is a certain way, then that is kind of the way that it has to be, which just like doubles down on the problem, right? Yeah. I mean, I'm not exactly saying that it's about entitlement. In a way it is. It's related. Because like, you're right that capitalism has broken all of these things down, but capitalism is, at the end of the day, driven by consumer behavior. Like, if people don't buy it, then capitalism makes it fail, right? Like, that's entirely how it works. And in like many ways, what that leads to is unethical ways of accomplishing something, because they you know, it's like the unethical way people will buy it, and so they go, well, then people don't care about ethics, so I'll just do it that way, right? That's like the evil capitalism version of that. But at the end of the day, if people aren't willing to pay for something, then because of capitalism, then that business strategy won't work. And that's how that ties into what I'm talking about. Like, it's not an entire thing, and like I said, it's not, I'm not really meaning it in like a how dare they. It's just literally like the world that we've grown up in, and the ways in which that has affected the way that we consume things in the market. And I'm mostly pegging it to those generations because we are the ones that are internet savvy. And so it's like, it's not that like boomers don't act the same way. It's just that like boomers aren't consuming free-to-play games. You know what I mean? Or like aren't, you know, boomers just aren't even like looking at fucking Fextra Life. You know what I mean? It's not like a, oh, these darn kids. It's just like a generational change that's happened as like our entire ecosystem of information has completely shifted, and you know, yeah. So, and there's all sorts of ways too that like I said, that also is bad things that companies have done. You know, see no one owns anything anymore, right? Because the whole like licensing game of streaming, and so we've got entire generations that have just been raised without ever owning anything, because this is just literally how the industry progressed. And that's not like their fault, but there's going to be problems that come up because of that we have started seeing in some cases. See the Funimation Crunchyroll merger and the loss of all the digital assets that you bought. It's like, you know, these are problems that newer generations are going to have to deal with, that are largely founded by a technological revolution and how things have grown from that. And so, yeah, I don't know. It's yeah. You could own like you could buy like movies and stuff. Oh, did you not see that? They officially stated that basically Crunchyroll is not honoring digital purchases. So like if you bought a season or whatever, that you would be able to own it even if they, you know, weren't streaming it or whatnot. And much like you can buy a TV series or a movie on iTunes.
Now spill
and
it. Who gave you that information?
Oh, his name was something.
You know,
like
iTunes has that problem too, to some extent. Yeah, it was absolutely. And even that, it's like, even though I'm very pro digital bill of rights, essentially, something I think we need, of like, no, I do own a license to this, and if you go down, I should still have a license to it. But at the same time, I also understand the infrastructure side of things, where it's like, there's plenty of bad examples of corporations just like buying and dumping obligations, but at the same time, I do understand why it's very untenable to say like, this, you have to support servers in perpetuity that will allow you to access content that was served on those servers, right? Like, I can understand why that's a problem legally, and in a way, a problem reasonably, you know? Like, we have a software company that is eventually going out of business, so like, we can't keep our servers forever because we're gonna run out of money. And so like, I get how you also can't just like expect that exists, but it's like people haven't realized that anything on the cloud means somebody else is paying for it to stay there, right? Like, they are paying rent for your purchase. Yeah, there's that too, of course. But yeah, it's a weird, difficult proposition, but I do feel like there is a difference between an intellectual property that is solely created and distributed by one company, you know, like our company, versus something like media that is licensed out to many companies. And I feel that if you pay for a license for that media, you should have a license to that media from the original creator, so that a distributor can't just sell to another distributor and then make you buy it, you know. And so I feel like that's the happy middle ground. You know, but even that's difficult to define. And yeah. Also, this boss is so fucking cool looking. I love this. This boss was not in the original, and this giant mecha centipede is so sick. It's so fucking sick. I love it. Ow. Let's see. Resistances to those elements. Okay. Okay, we're gonna... Lightning? I'm cool? How dare you? How dare you say something so... to make me feel good about myself. How dare you? But then... oh, right, I forgot that Yuffie had haste on Magnify. Amazing. Yeah, I mean, true. I don't even know that that's like a difference. I do. I agree. Like, I just also don't have a solution for it. Or at least not one that is easy to implement, you know, unless you go full on French Revolution, but even that's messy for different reasons, so. Okay, let's see. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, 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 bum.
Or maybe it's doing one of those tactical retreats?
Boss.
Yeah, I mean, that's it at the end of the day. I usually am looking for a pragmatic solution to try and cause the most benefit and the least harm, and often that is a lot harder than just saying it idealistically, you know. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, could you not?
How are we supposed to dodge those things?
No! No! Sonon! Give me a cure, idiot. I think it's the programmer in me that always ends up being like, okay, so how do you define that thing? And like, it's already hard enough to define a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I mean, yeah. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard to define a sandwich, let alone anything socioeconomic. And, you know, you might say, well, do definitions matter? And it's like, well, when you're talking about who's carrying out writing and enforcing laws, yes, they matter a lot. Like that is the heart of what justice, like just and unjust law enforcement is. So yeah, like definitions matter a lot. And the fact that it's difficult is my entire point. Ow, bitch. Oh yeah, no, you're... Ow! Sir? It's fine. You can just cure Yuffie. You can just be the heal bot. Okay. Let's do okay, one more for the next level. Sure.
Run like a chocobo?
Bop! 9999, baby! You love to see it. Oh my god, it has a drill on its head? Bro, fight power! Hey man, how are you doing? And yeah, she is cool as fuck. Like many things in this game, I like her so much more than in the original, just because the acting on it is so good. Like they did such a good job with the VA and the mocap that she comes across less like a little brat and more like, she still comes across a little bratty, but she comes across more as like kind of a cute dork. Boop, 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 boop. Let's see. You know, fine. I'll just go like this and then. Wait, did that not work because I'm. Hello? Sir? Oh, lordy. All right. Listen, actually, I should do this myself because I have. And we'll summon. Let's get our lightning daddy in here.
Is it cool if I bring a friend?
True also. And also, I think being a missable side character, again, like Vincent, you know, they probably devoted a lot less, you know, effort to her back then. Oh, okay. All right. You're all magic immune, cool. Or you're all physical immune, easy. Spells, we'll just cure everybody. Sewn on. Let's see, we'll get a fatty. You love to see the lightning beams on my side. You're going down. Bap. All right, let's give you actually sewn on. Give him a lance. And I'll give him a banishment. Pop. Ooh, yeah, baby. Romulan 15 is so cool. If you use in a subterranean dungeon, you would crack. Yeah, that was cool. I forgot about that, but that was cool. That was very cool. Yeah.
You see that?
That's how ninjas do it.
Yep.
Nice work. You saved my ass.
Yeah, I did. I think this is going to be probably a good spot to call it because this is the end of
Employee ID card.
Chapter 1. There's only 2 chapters in the DLC, so this is going to be the end of Chapter 1. So Chapter 2 for next time. Finish off the DLC on Friday.
They conduct their materia research.
Sounds like a
What
plan.
you're looking for is anywhere in that place. It's gonna be there.
Got it.
You guys should probably get moving. Word is, Shinra's got something big lined up for us.
True.
Nothing less than the
It's 9:30. It's been 2.5 hours. I know. Womp womp.
But whatever it is they're planning, you're better off out of it.
Right.
I'm gonna go
Besides, I
report
gotta
to the
edit
others.
my. I gotta edit my part 1 or my my pre-stream stuff.
See you soon.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe spend time with my wife on Valentine's Day. Who could say?
Next time, I'm buying. I'll show you how Wu-Tang's really party.
Deal.
Get drunk at the Happy Turtle.
Don't forget to tell the Splinter
Bruh.
Cell about Sector 7.
9 hours of sleep is such a rarity. Holy
Boss,
shit.
Sounds like we better get going. Let's head up as soon as you're ready.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, fair. Fair. Time zones, they do be like that.
What's going on?
Oh.
To think this is where those bastards plotted their attacks. Right under our noses.
Too bad they made it out before the military could get here. Like chickens flying the coop.
Oh no, you got paged tonight? Rip. Are you actually on call or was it just like incidental?
Let's catch the train.
Alrighty. Call it here. We're gonna save. Save. And look for someone to raid out to. Escalated to me at 6 a.m. Oh, no! Nar! Disgusting. I'm not even aware that 6 a.m. exists at all. I'm pretty sure that that time zone is a myth, a conspiracy theory. Let's see. Oh, fuck yeah. Cade is doing Monster Prom. I love Monster Prom. All right, we're gonna raid Cade. They are playing Monster Prom. It's a game where you are monsters trying to date and have sex with other monsters. It's amazing. Yeah, exactly. It doesn't exist under international waters. Oh, get that raid message in there, baby. Thank you everybody for joining me. Thank you to the raiders, to the new viewers, and all of you who showed up really early. We had a boppin' pregame.
Well, it's a real shame that you didn't have the chance to bonk Greyback as much as you wanted. I'm sure he's devastated by the lack of bonking in his life.
Legend Wolf getting the last stray of the night. Incredible. Amazing. Listen, I'll let you in on a secret. She reads them every half hour. So since I usually start right on the hour and around the half hours are about when she's going to read a message. So, you know, it's true. It's true. Get
good, bitch.
Alrighty. Well, thank you all. Good night. Bye.